Fuck me. Happy Memorial Weekend. Back over here again, you know the deal. I'm going to try to go ahead and prime or like bench bleed this master, get the fluid in, and definitely bleed that clutch out, how filthy it is. But for right now, I'm about to eat lunch, man. Look at this slice of pizza. Holy hell, that's a big piece of pizza. Yes, indeed, guys. So I went ahead and bled all this old brake fluid that was in here. Just to get that nasty stuff out of there. Realized, I guess, why the guy sold me this old master. Well, it's new, but sold it to me used, basically. It was supposed to be installed, never really used, but a couple of the threads here, they were all gone. But I got this nice and tight here with this banjo, and I just took this main line here, undid it off the driver's side, looped it here, pumped it a few times with some fluid in it, and then put my finger over this hole here, and then took the end and looped it into the reservoir and pumped it just to kind of bench bleed it on the car. Assembled back the lines and left whatever fluid was in there. I'll worry about bleeding the entire system another time. But now I'm ready to start assembling this motor. Alright guys, so started assembling this motor. Went ahead and put the oil pump and the rear main seal cover on first. I got the Downstar bolts. So I went ahead and put the Honda bond on. This little purple thing here is, I think they call it the rooster tail or something. It's sold by 4-piston. But it helps align the little dowel pins when you slide on the oil pump onto the crank. That way you don't mess up this oil seal right here. But the way this Honda bond stuff is, I kind of like do a little snug, let it dry a little bit, and then fully tighten it. I'm just kind of doing everything by hand. But I got the brand new windage tray. Went ahead and put some bolts in. They're not all the way tight either. Just got everything snug right now. But went ahead and put these bolts on. Brand new rear main seal, obviously. But goal is to go ahead. I'm going to put the pickup tube on. And then the new oil pan. So here's the new pickup tube from Honda. Obviously you need this little gasket. Got new oil pan bolts. Here's the oil pan. It's got Remtune. Check him out on eBay. Just look up Remtune. He sells all kind of cool stuff. But he makes these oil pans. He puts this baffle in here for you. And this dash 10 return line for you. I was using the Morrisville one on my last build, but I wanted to try like an OEM style, and basically that's what this is, man. It's an OEM style pan. The only difference is the bung on the Morrisville. There's an extra bung for the temp, but you know, a lot of people complain that they leak. I think the one on my last motor did leak a little bit, but this is the oil pan gasket I like to use too, by Felpro. It's got like a kind of like a metal insert that's in there, and it keeps it really stiff. Those other rubber ones that are flimsy, a lot of times when you put them in, they pinch. The cool thing about it is it comes with, like, if you were doing it where the motor isn't where it is like this, if it was the other way, where you're going up, these little stud things, you kind of like thread them in a little bit, and these little like arms that stick out, it'll kind of like hold that. So like as you get by it, they fan out. And they'll hold that up so you don't have to worry about it dropping down, and as you're sliding the pan up, it doesn't pinch everything. The last time I did my pan, I used the stud kit all the way around, but I wanted to keep it simple and keep it like the OEM stuff, so I went ahead and ordered just a cheap little bolt bag with the nuts and all the bolts for the oil pan. So yeah, so I went ahead, I got the new clevis in, like I said, and bled the system here, so that stuff looks good. Still gonna have to bleed. I'm gonna have to put the tie rod ends on next and bleed the entire system. Probably bleed the clutch and get all that stuff full, and just hang that stuff off to the side. And then next week when I come back over, I'm gonna bring my little engine cradle, and we'll leave it the way it is right now. We'll bolt the engine cradle on. We'll flip it upside down, and that way we can wheel it around like that. So I'm gonna let this dry for a little bit, and then I'm gonna start putting the pickup tube on, and yeah, see how far we can get, man. We're definitely gonna get this done today, though, for sure. Put these block vent plugs into these spots here. They have these little washers that come with them, and then this little, it's like a cam seal. You just tap it right into this little hole here. But I'm gonna use Honda Bond just around. It gives it a better seal so you don't leak oil. Not that I'm probably not going to use these vent plugs, but if I ever want to, I want to be able to make sure that they're already installed and ready to go if I need them. So I'm going to go ahead and get these in there. Alright, went ahead and got everything all nice and snug and tight. Should be good to go. Go ahead and put this oil pan on. Gonna put some Honda Bond right here with the oil pan and the main seal meet. These little creases here. Should just wipe a little bit. I'll show you real quick. Hold on. Alright, so I went ahead. You see, I smeared the Honda Bond right there. That's all you gotta do. And I'm gonna go ahead and take this gasket. Hold on. Alright, see how that gasket's nice and stiff, man. Now I'm just going to lay the oil pan on it. Hold on. So see the oil pan's on there now. And now I'm going to take these bolts and just go one at a time all the way around so I can get everything on and the nuts on. And I'll come right back. Alright, go ahead and get the bolts in. A couple of the nuts aren't really on, but I'm going to start in the center and just go back and forth on each side. Get it nice and tight. And then should be good to go, man. Let me go ahead and start getting this thing tightened down. Alright guys, so went ahead and got her all locked down, man, nice and tight. So she should be good to go. New windage tray, new pickup tube, oil pump, oil pan, rear main seal, the cover, all new hardware. The rear vent plugs in the back. So all that stuff's hooked up. I just got to come over here next week with my little engine cradle. Once I get that over here, we can bolt that onto there and flip this thing over. And then I'll get a new gasket and head studs, and that way I can mount the head on it. And then I'll get the new water pump on, and you know, get that and get the new timing belt, get the crank pulley assembled on there, alternator brackets, all that little stuff. Haven't ordered my cams yet. There's a lot of little stuff I still got to order. I need to order that traction bar that has the weight plate on it. I got to get a tubular upper rad support. I'm probably going to go with the rear tubular trailing arms, but that's going to be one of the last things on my list. But, you know, once we can get this thing in here and start getting things tightened up, man, last thing will be the wiring, and be ready to rock and roll. But for right now, man, I mean, it's just a timely matter of getting all this stuff done, man. It's not as easy as it looks, obviously. But, yep, catch you guys next week on the next one.